We think that our seeing has to be pure, no? And that's why we are trying to make some effort to make our seeing pure. And this is the strange thing about seeing, that seeing already is pure. Then what is what is missing, no? What is missing is that the seer has to become mature. Because seer is giving value to something less valuable, less significant in the seeing, no? Which is always pure. Namaste, everyone. Mila, you wanted to?
Yes, I just wanted to use your invitation to talk to you,
Ah,
if it is okay.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't have any questions, but I just wanted to check with you how I'm doing, because we've just finished retreat, and after some times I was watching a recording of retreat, and I don't know, just wanted to check that I'm not lost anyway, or like I'm not caught up with the thoughts, feelings, or something like this. That's why I wanted to come in front of you.
Understand, yeah. See, the detailing of it can be discussed in the follow-up meeting of the retreat, no? Like in relation to the technique or the pointing or guiding or anything. But something more neutral, something which is more present right now in you, no? That we can look together, no? So you tell me that how is it for you, no? You need to tell me, no? First.
Yes, like as per my feeling that everything is going well, and I don't know, I feel more present, or I feel that I'm less and less involved of thoughts which is coming. They're more coming and passing away, and I don't know, I feel very strong desire to continue self-realization. I don't know, I didn't have this desire before, but now it's very, very strong, and I feel that I'm becoming super interesting of who I really are. And this is what makes me so happy. And each morning when I'm walking, I feel that, yes, what else should I want, or what else is interesting for me, and what else is can be turn me away from this, like I ask myself, and yeah.
It's a very beautiful for me to know, no? Because in one sense we all are interested in self-realization, no? But indirectly, no? Very rarely being comes to a state where we are directly interested in self-realization, you know? What I mean by this, let me explain that mostly we want to realize our true self for a region, no? that because there is something not okay in my life, something I'm not happy in my life, like somebody want to realize their truth, like truth of who they are, so that they can be happy, they can be joyful, more continuously or permanently, or somebody want freedom also, freedom means like freedom from movement, freedom from movement. Freedom basically is always freedom from movement or activity, basically freedom from participation. So for that they see that okay, self-realization is the way. But rare beings are there who are interested in knowing who they are for only knowing who they are. Not that they want something out of it now, no. I sense this, that you want to know yourself just to know yourself, not to be happy, not to be liberated, not to achieve nirvana or anything. So just correct me. Is it like this, or you want something out of it?
Yes, it is exactly like this. I see the life is beautiful, but yes, the only interest I have is just to know myself.
Then your time has come to achieve what I call the highest luxury of the soul. No, this is the highest luxury of the soul. No, does not necessarily make our life better, the life that we live so far, no, as an individual. It may not necessarily make our life better, no. But when that thirst and desire is there inside, it's so amazing. No? So your path in this case, let us explore, let us live, because there is no exploration here. Exploration basically requires an explorer who is going to go somewhere to far away places of its own consciousness and then get some jewels and come out of it into home. No, this is not exploration. It is something else now. No, it is like living right now for only living right now, not living right now so that I can take something home. No. So any one of you, all of you who are interested in such a living of truth together, you are very welcome to join me and Mila right now. No? But only for living truth, not for achieving anything. No? I feel, Mila, you have already done your homework enough, meaning you are prepared in a way to, you are able now, able to withdraw your attention from everything now, into our conversation, into our movement of living truth together, no? Which is already very beautiful. No? Only thing that I can see can happen here is that I just share and you live, no? So first time I'm saying that this is the time in our group where a discourse can happen. No? Discourse is that this is the discourse, no? I just share the truth and you just listen, no? It's not a teaching, no? It's not a guiding, it's not a pointing even, no? Because even pointing is made so that somebody can do something about it, no? But if this somebody, this you want to live the truth right now, then there is no other way but to share the truth. No? What I call song of the heart or song of the being. No? Here you will have to appreciate, you will appreciate, Mila, that truth is like this. I read one book, one of my most favorite books, by mm, by this I forgot the name of the writer. No, my Dagestan. No,
Gamzal,
Rasul Gamzatov. Yeah, and he talks about a book. he is going to write one day, because he is a poet. He does not write prose, he writes poetry, He is going to write a book one day. And only towards the end you get to know that, this is the book he was talking about. This is that book he want to write. He already wrote it. This is how this is what is discourse. In discourse, we can talk about discourse even sometime, like we are talking right now. But the discourse is on already. Don't wait now that okay, discourse will begin. That discourse which you are waiting for will never begin, and that discourse which I am talking about is already on. No, do you see what I mean? You listening, me speaking, you present there, me present here. This is discourse. But you listening part is important. No, both you hear where you are important, meaning you have withdrawn all your attention from everything now. No, and you are interested in listening to me also. No. And when I say me, I don't mean particularly me in that way, but in the sense that you are interested in listening to truth from some mouth other than your own mouth. No? That mouth becomes somebody's mouth, like mine mouth this time. No? But the request that you have put to existence has been responded, is being responded by the existence itself. The source, you request to the source and source replies, in this form right now. No? And all of this is right now true. So now let us begin that self-realization. No? Let's begin that self-realization. The realization of the self begins from the point where we have achieved freedom. No? Because the realization of the truth is part of knowing the truth. It is not covered in any through any desires. No? Knowing who we are cannot be covered through any desires, even if it is a desire for nirvana or liberation. No? So after liberated, after you have got liberated, even for a moment right now, meaning after you have withdrawn yourself from all of your desires, or you have put aside all of your desires, you are liberated now in this moment. No? You may not remain free, but you are free right now. No? So now from here, realization of truth begins, meaning knowing who you are begins. Only a free being can know who I am. No? Before that, we are not free to know. We are just free for a desire. No? Even if it is a desire for freedom. Truth cannot be known through desires. It can only be known through presence. No? So, knowing of who you are right now is not only possible, but also happening already. Okay? So, it's not that you have to know yourself. It is that you have to let go of your self-knowledge right now. If you want to realize who you are, a strange thing to say. But this is a song of the heart. I'm not bound to follow a certain, principle, no, here. Or not. You will allow me or no, Mila? Yes. Okay. So now put aside all your self-knowledge first. Like you have put aside all your desires. Now put aside even self-knowledge, because that is interfering here. That is somehow trying to update itself. That self-knowledge is nothing but wisdom. This self-knowledge is happening in the wisdom. It is not happening in the self. In the self, realization happens, living of the truth happens, which is what you are asking for. No? So now put aside self-knowledge also. Self without self-knowledge. No. And the self without self-knowledge is naturally knowing itself, without any effort or any initialization of any activity or anything. And I'm now inviting you, or I'm living with you, that let's live this self which is knowing itself without effort. Or its self-knowing is never converted into knowledge. Okay? So know yourself right now, but without converting this knowing into a knowledge. So never know yourself like, oh, I have known. And never you have time when you say that I'm not knowing myself. Stay in this state. This is how you realize yourself. No? Stay in this knowing yourself without freezing that knowledge into a claim or a conclusion. No? What a wonderful start of this meeting. The most joyful and natural, you know, invitation for me. No? I mean, invitation for what is most natural and joyful for me. No? So now neither Mela, we have any particular way of looking at things, and because of that, there is nothing which has to be hidden or nothing which has to be seen particularly. So neither you are searching for something particularly, nor you are trying to not look at something. You know, like simple, pure, real seeing, real, true seeing. Everything which is seen in this true seeing, no, is less true than this true seeing or not. You are this true seeing. No? So the first step towards self-realization is to withdraw your attention from everywhere, and then we don't know what to do. No, so this is from where we have started today. Okay, so you have withdrawn all your attention, and your attention is just resting here right now, waiting what to do now. No, don't do anything with the attention now. We will do something with something else. Something else will happen now beyond attention. So this is beyond attention. What we are living is beyond attention. It's not looking for anything. It's not a seeing which moves. No, this is not a seeing which moves. It's a still seeing, which is always there. No? We are just discovering and living this eternal seeing or eternal stillness, which is seeing everything with same love, with same love. Like it is sharing its peace and love with everything it is looking at. Just make sure that you are not doing anything. Because in the time of discourse, no, what I call song of the heart, make sure that you are not doing anything. Because if you are counter, this your doing will be counter doing. No? Because awakening or self-realization is not done or is not possible by you. It is realization that I am something else. I am not this you. This you is an experience happening in me. And this experience is also there and I'm also here. But not that both are active at the same time. Right now you are active. You the true is active. Active not in the sense of moving, but in the sense of highlighted, being lived. Here your only task is to enjoy and live the truth as it is. And like this, you from which you are trying to be free, this you is dissolving here like a foam made of salt melting in the ocean without your effort. Just don't do anything. That's all you are asked. Don't do anything. Just let yourself melt and dissolve. The more you let yourself melt and dissolve, the less you will find yourself as that from which you are trying to be free, the false. Truth remains more and more. It's like truth is taking over, you know, in a way. And that truth is what you are actually truly. That's what is more like waking up in a way than like actually something changing. Because Mila, either you are that which is melting right now, or you are that ocean in which melting is taking place. No, which one you are? I'm not asking you. I'm not asking you any questions. I'm not giving you any task ever now during this session. It's a pure sharing, my song of the heart. You are just listening. And this is most effective for those who are ready for it. Most effective for those who are ready for it. Like this can do that which cannot be done through effort. No? So there is a sense of melting happening maybe. There is a sense of change happening maybe. Or there is a sense that something is happening, even in general. In general, something is happening inside me. Something is happening in the core of myself. And that something is the false self is dissolving. And I see you are so blissful, so peaceful. Like you have such a welcoming state for it that this is very good. What is happening is beautiful. No? I have heard a lot about life after death. Life after death. Here, the false is dying, and the truth will remain, and you will remain. This is actually a much more, you know, powerful experience of life after death, no? Death of the false. This is a place where naturally the wonder is arising in the being. That who I am, who is knowing all of it. Who I am, who is able to live such subtleties of my being. But it is not, this wonder is not waiting for an answer. This is the difference between wonder, self-wonder, and self-inquiry. Self-inquiry is waiting for an answer. Self-wonder is rejoicing, dancing in the joy of the questioning or the wonder itself. The wonder itself is joy. It is not waiting for an answer, no? Because there is no answer. There is just no answer. Searching for the answer is missing the truth, this truth, where we are. No? Searching for this ultimate answer, who I am, is missing the truth of truth and living, missing the living of the truth that is possible right now. You are living it right now. It's so beautiful. So enjoy like this. Thank you. Very nice living with you this. Thank you. हेरत हेरत हे सखी रहा कबीर हिराए बूंद समानी समुद्र में सोकत हेरी जाए. Kabir says like this, that slowly, looking deeply into who I am, the Kabir disappeared, dissolved, like a drop dissolves in ocean, and there is no way to get it back now. One interesting thing, Mila, here, which is more of a pointing, but like you can keep it like a side note now. Kabir is saying that the Kabir has disappeared in the ocean like a drop, and there is no way to get it back. There is no way to get it back. This statement is very important here. We all are trying to get it back continuously. We are trying to remain as an individual in one way or the other, and that is our struggle of living as the truth. No, but we cannot live as the truth. And the simple reason is that we are already living as the truth. Now stop doing special things. Relax and let it be whatever the way it is. No? Let yourself be the way you are. So our effort actually of trying to live as the true self is our effort of trying to live as the false self in a subtle way. Just don't try to live as anything ever. Live everything, but you yourself never try to be anything, and you will always remain what you are. No? So this is a subtle pointing, Mila, for beings like you who can now understand. No? So very good. Thank you. God bless you, beloved. Although it was a very powerful beginning of this meeting, but also uh, anyone want to talk to me in any, in this kind of direction, please, you are welcome. No? Hello, Nishant.
Namaste, beloved.
Namaste.
I was wondering whether we can explore the topic of freedom.
Sure, sure. It's a very nice topic. And it is also
Uh,
relatable. It's very relatable topic. Topic of truth, actually, truth is not relatable. We just believe that, yes, I relate to what is truth. But freedom, yes. Yeah. I will be very
uh,
happy.
in some ways, it's like, a couple of people who are drunk saying that, shall we discuss being drunk? Yeah.
But I'm getting mixed signals from you now. Shall we continue about exploration of freedom or not?
Yeah. Um, in some ways, I also get the feeling that it's interesting to understand from a conventional sense also when you say, that we want freedom. What does it really mean? Shall I speak a little bit
Oh,
to
yes.
start off?
That
Yeah.
would be nice.
Okay. So usually when we say, we want a free day, it could mean that we want the freedom to experience what we want. We're not limited to things, we don't have work to do. I'm free now, and that gives a joy in some sense. But when we look at it in a slightly deeper way, we are already limiting ourselves in the sense that we've experienced certain things before, and now maybe we want to explore or relive those things in a maybe slightly different way. you know like I like going to a beach. Now freedom could be, okay, do I want to go to Pondicherry or do I want to go to Goa? It could be in that sense. Yeah, maybe freedom could be just removing all these previous tendencies. So now we are completely open to exploring whatever we want. So there are essentially we are removing channels through which we usually flow. you know so that brings a deeper sense of freedom, where there is just openness.
Yeah.
Limitations are removed.
Yes. I would say that if you really want to desire freedom, then desire freedom from ignorance, not from anything else. Because desire for freedom from anything else is a desire for another form of bondage, even in the name of freedom. Because in the clear seeing, in the true seeing, there is no bondage found. There is no one found bound here. And there is no one found who is desiring to be free also. In the true seeing, what I lived with Mila just now, but I understand that this true seeing is not so easily welcomed in our heart. So I'm happy to explore with you, kind of in a way, step by step, just for a few minutes. No? Like I can try to give you a clue, like a approach. or a understanding, and then you can apply that in your own time, right now included. No. So whenever you feel that I want freedom, normally the obvious or kind of default way is to take that which I feel I am bound to as the prime suspect, that if I can be free from it, I'm free. No, which kind of generally speaking makes sense, but we are obviously not talking about this kind of obvious and default way. No, so you want to be free from something inside you right now, let's say, and all of you can check that you want to be free from something right now inside you. If you want a deeper freedom, greater freedom than this, then check why you want to be free from this. This why is going to take you a deeper region or a knowledge where you will get to know that no, being free from this is not going to serve the purpose. I need to be free from something else deeper than this. Even if the freedom from this will be included in that deeper freedom, but if I don't achieve deeper freedom, I am not going to be happy really. Very soon that joy of my freedom will be lost. That's what seems to happen in the spiritual journey a lot, that we become happy and free. Yay, very nice. And then very soon we lose that celebration and happiness. Because then we have objection for something again which is inside us. No? So if you have anything that you feel you want to be free from inside you, don't try to be free from it, meaning you will be able to, but don't try to run away from it. Somebody, have you seen somebody who is tied, like somebody's legs have been tied, let's say, no, or somebody has been locked in a room, let's say, no, and this is their bondage, and they want to be free from it. Let's say somebody want to be free from it. Have you seen somebody trying to hate the lock? I hate this lock. I just don't want to see this lock. Have you seen anybody like this? No. They kind of get panic maybe. They can feel disturbed and they may feel very disoriented sometime, and but but somehow they at some point understand that they have to calm down. They cannot understand how to open the lock without calming down. No? Like I hate you, I hate the lock, and then trying to open it. No, that doesn't work. No. So in this way, let it, let this thing which you are trying to be free from remain here as a fact only. Don't fight with it, because if you fight, you cannot work on it. No, either you fight with it or you work on it. No, and what is the work? The work is that why I want to be free from it. This is what is the way to be free from ignorance. That why I want to be free from this. Like somebody might be desiring to be free from the sense of, sense of individuality, very subtle sense of individuality which remains inside you still. No? And look deeply right now why you want to be free from it. This why is like a multi-directional light. You know, it is not only going to show you what that thing is which you are trying to be free from, it is also going to show you who you are, who is trying to be free from it. And the reason, of course, why you are trying to be free from it. No? And do not do anything else, only this much. I think you're hitting the right spot, no? Because it's not difficult to be free from anything. It is not difficult to be free from anything. But what is most difficult to be free from is misunderstanding. In the spirituality, we feel that I have to be free from something. No, we just have to be free from misunderstanding. That is ignorance, what I'm calling ignorance. No, not seen clearly. No. I hope you appreciate what I'm saying. Very beautiful beings are there on earth, no? That being said, that trying to fix something without looking deeply into it is already believing that it is broken. No? So we all are basically trying to acquire skills through the spirituality, how to fix truth, because it is broken, no? But for a being like you, Nishant, a being like me will say, no, first clearly see. Is it broken? And I'm talking about complete truth. I'm not talking about small parts of it. The whole truth, one truth only, is never broken. It's just never broken. Our seeing is broken. This is also important to understand. Important pointing. Our seeing is broken, meaning fragmented. We are having a fragmented seeing. That is what is called mind. Fragmented seeing, like part of it, part of it, part of it, part of it together. It's not a in sync. It's not a uniform seeing. No, what I call stability and clarity that comes after that. That is more uniform seeing and a uniform seer, consistent seer. No. So you feel I want to be free now. Like you are having very strong feeling. I want to be free now. If you this you who want to be free have seen this truth which we have seen just now and have lived this truth which we have lived just now, this you will less be found after this. You will be found as truly what you are more, and you will be found less as that which is saying I want to be free. Then again see the truth more, and this you will be found less again. And at some point, last time you see, let's say, I'm just saying, because even that is coming from ignorance. That can I see last time and then I have to do nothing? Who has to do nothing? Who we are talking about? Who we are talking about here? No, who are you? Like, so a misunderstanding. Please understand this right now. There is a misunderstanding happening. The only thing I found which can really work for those who are ready, meaning in the direction of awakening we are talking right now, no, is what I'm calling sharing and exploration like this, no? Like right now, living this truth, not giving any chance for any other time that, okay, let's give it a time that slowly, no. Because if truth is truth, it is truth right now also. No? Truth will not be truth after some time. No? So it's about interest. If you are interested in living the truth, it is absolutely possible to live the truth right now. And if you are not interested or not ready, let's say not open, it's okay. That, like, what's wrong in that also? But please know that it is a limitation from your side, not from the side of truth. Truth is always truth. And anything else you want to say?
just gives more clarity to the fact, beloved, that you mentioned earlier about what is it that I'm being bound to. Something to that effect you mentioned, no? So it gives clarity that actually it is myself who is keeping myself bound. Nothing's really binding me.
Yes.
And now it is more of a question of seeing that clearly and just letting go.
Yeah. One thing I want to point out here, Nishant, which is more of a technicality of it. I hope you can. I'm sure you can understand this. If you let go of this effort of trying to keep yourself bound, who you are is a very important question to be asked now. Because you might be taking yourself as a limited consciousness, individual consciousness, and just got tired of your effort, which is bringing you into a congested or contracted state, that you will let go and feel more expanded. But you cannot be happy for long here. Nobody can be ultimately happy forever unless we discover who we are beyond this individual consciousness. No? So just make sure that your seeing is because this effort of this individual consciousness is not all useless. It's just that it is not getting the right direction. But its intention, its effort is true. No, it's very useful also. But it's just that it's not getting the right direction. So let us not prematurely let go also. Because by let go, we will remain as a subtle person or subtle ego. No, if it is okay, it's fine also. So this will be very important to ask who I am now, after letting go of my effort of where I was trying to keep myself imprisoned in the idea that I am bound. No, because maybe now you are bound to another idea, subtle idea that I am individual. No, then that idea was actually serving you in some way to be free from this idea, no? That I am individual. No? And now there is no way because you have given up that path already. No? Another door or path may show up, but we don't know when. No? So let's not prematurely give up also things. But it's always a good idea to see. No? Because that which is trying to be quickly free inside us is what we need to be free from. To come to more stable and in a way still ground of our being. No? Where we are not in a hurry to achieve things, but we are more eager, in a way not eager, but more deeply interested in seeing the truth. Or achieving something which is concrete, like which is going to be there like forever, not just coming and going. And this kind of attitude, the change in the attitude, and mostly things which we are fighting with or which we are finding as bondages, they start falling away already. Because what you are saying is true fundamentally, Nishant, that we are creating bondage. So let us not seek for freedom. Let us stop creating bondage. And living the freedom is as simple as just don't do anything right now. Just don't do anything right now. Just listen to me and I listen to you. No. Breathe what we are breathing. Body, feel. Your presence is felt by itself. Your presence is feeling itself already without your effort. Your existence, your being, yourself is already knowing itself. So all that knowledge which has to happen is already happening at every level by itself. Just you don't do anything now. You know, so living the truth is as simple as this. But in one way or the other, we are creating bondages for us. So this, what I just shared with you, is that state, that what we experience. This what I shared is experienced when we say what we call let go happens. Not that we do, a let go happens sometime. And through living like this, or what I lived with Mila, this one who is trying to do something melts away more and more. So there is no one left there to let go. Because there is no one doing anything anyway in the first place. Only truth, natural truth, existence, you, energies, body, breath remains. happy. Like you naturally know things as they are. You naturally know the connections. Like we are connected basically. The 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 the, the still being that we are is connected to the consciousness, individual consciousness. Individual consciousness is connected to the portions of consciousness. Different course, are the portions of consciousness. They are all are so nicely in sync with each other. Who are you? Just figure out, or bring yourself in the simplicity of seeing and living. No? So the work we have created the work. Not that there is no ignorance. There is ignorance in the soul, but it cannot be solved the way we are trying to solve. Through that, we are just either making our ignorance little subtler than previous version, but that's not going to really make us free. True light of truth alone can make us free, because in that we see that I am not bound. And this is what I call Satsang, the grace of our gurus and God. Satsang, the true light. It is more than enough a support of existence for those who want to be free. It's amazing. I'm very happy exploring with you, Nishan. Thank you. One thing that I wanted to share in this moment is that spiritual efforts are not really something wrong or bad. No, it's not something bad like, oh, like many of us may have this kind of feeling that no spiritual effort is required, or it is not, like I should not do it, or like this. No. Actually, spiritual effort specifically, I feel, is a systematic approach from the lot of ancient wisdom, where it highlights that how much of myself, how much of you is doing anything. That dividedness is highlighted. You know, so the more of you is doing the spiritual effort, the more you are being benefited in the direction of realizing the truth. No, what is the truth? The truth is that you are stillness of being. You are the individual consciousness as presence. You are the kosh which are functioning and containing different thoughts and feelings and intelligence and physical activity and everything. No, and you are all of it at the same time and continuously and simultaneously. No, this is the truth. No, it is not your mind which has to know who you are, because mind does not have any independent seer in it. It is you seeing from the mind. No, it is not you, the self, who has to see that I am not the body mind only. No, and what for? I am not the body mind. Then what? Then what is body mind if it is not you? Whose work it is if it is not yours? No, even if it is not permanent, it is truth right now or not. So this is why what is most valuable is that how much of you is doing what you are doing in the spirituality. It's less important what thing, like whether it is chanting a mantra or doing a spiritual practice or anything. No? Because the more of you is doing it, the more of you somehow become the central being, which slowly start losing, like the misunderstanding start dropping by themselves from that central you. No, so this central you is the key, which kind of works like a pure fire for misunderstandings. No, not for anything else. Everything else still you will have to work on. So there is no promise that okay, once you know who you are, your energy will get balanced suddenly. Your misunderstanding will fall away immediately. No, that work you will still need to do. But somehow it becomes clear to you that I am not two people, I am just one. So there is no such thing as mind giving, torturing me, and mind, mind attacking me. There is no such thing. This becomes clear here. There is a fact of energies which are disturbing me, like creating a sense of disturbance in me. Let's look deeply what they are doing. You know, so this is the important part which Nishant, I'm just sharing when you were not here. That mm, this is the uh, most valuable direction. Most valuable pointing I found so far, regardless of what spiritual practice, what spiritual path we are on. How much of you is doing it? That is going to remove the sense of dividedness from us. Because, beloved, the deeper truth you want to know, the more of you is required to know it. Meaning to realize it. To know means like you can know it from the mind, you can know the whole truth of life from the mind, but that's going to be useless because you cannot taste it. No? It's not going to bring joy in your life. No? So, more of you is required. The deeper truth you want to know, or how to say, subtler truth you want to know of reality, or if you want to know the truth in the more purity, you know, the more of you is required. If you want to know the truth in complete, you know, purity, then whole of you is required. It's just that game that is happening inside us. And the more we are divided, the more many things, the same truth appears as many things, many challenges, many, like many. It just appears as many and challenging. And the more and more we are undivided, it appears as less many, less many, less many, like slowly as one, and less challenging also, like more joyful, or challenge is joyful challenge, like a friendly match, not like a cutthroat competition, more like a friendly match, you know, for charity or something, The life looks like a more friendly match, for charity, where it doesn't really matter to you whether you win or lose, So I just wanted to say, Nishant, you want to talk?
Yes, beloved. Sorry, my sound may not be optimal because switch computers and my headphones is not working. Is it okay? Are you able to still hear me okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Actually, what I was coming to was aligned with what you said right now, that the divisions among us has to be reduced. Something in that is what I wanted to check with you about.
Yeah.
So we can do, as an individual, we can do certain things to reduce the divisions between us, inside us, divisions inside us. But finally, it'll come to a point where
You cannot reduce anymore.
we cannot reduce anymore.
Yeah.
Then to now drop out of that to a place of completely no division cannot be done by the person.
True.
Okay.
Difficult to kind of, accept this truth, but it is true. The reason why we don't accept it, because we have not reached to that level yet where we have done everything. And there is no sense left inside us that I can do anything now about it. No. Anyone who reaches to this level where they have exhausted themselves, that individual self has exhausted its possibilities completely. Every individual self is able to see that now, from here, I need help. And I have to be very simple and direct with you, Nishant. This is from where the work of Guru begins. Now the teacher will not do. Because teacher means you teach me, I learn and I do. No. No. This is where the presence of Guru will help. And Guru will not do anything like, hey, I don't do anything. I don't do anything for myself, why I would do anything for you, no? But being in the presence of the Guru, I remember my Guru like this. Being in the presence of Guru helps in this direction. Like the individual self somehow is found less and less. It melts, it just melts. No questioning and all, just no questioning and all. Like, okay, what to do now and what happened now. Just staying in that truth of my Guru's presence, no? The individual self melts, but mostly individual self run away as soon as they see that now if I stay, I'm really going to melt. Like really, for forever. And it is okay. They will run away, so that's fine. Then they will do their own effort, or they will enjoy that subtlety of the individual self. And then the feeling again comes, like that suffocation again felt, no? Then they will come back again. Okay, let's do something now. So this back and forth continues. The drop falls into the ocean and runs away from the ocean because ocean gives chance, no? So you want to run away? Oh yeah. So it runs away also. It lives with the pride in a way that I got to experience ocean, no? But do you have ocean? No, I don't. Where is ocean? I don't know. How to reach there? I don't know. It just happened that I experienced ocean, you know. So this is something we will realize slowly. But this is not really for everybody, honestly. So teacher is very useful for most, but guru is the only option for few now, who have exhausted their options, meaning what I call who have done their homework enough now. And they found that they can reach only up to this point and they want to go beyond it now. No? And yeah, that's all I could say. Thank you.
Thank you, beloved. Thank you.
Anybody else can talk to me also, if you feel. But I'm very happy with both these conversations so far. Like it's very different Saturday meeting so far. Much more, truth being lived. So beautiful. Preeti wrote, hmm, Preeti wrote, beautiful sharings today. Yes. Oh yeah, it is actually from all the sides. Lina, you want to talk?
Hello, Rajee.
Hello, Lina.
It's a bit noisy here where I'm sitting. Is it okay
Yeah,
still?
yeah, it's okay.
I feel so deeply touched by what you shared about Guru also. And I feel so, I know it sounds a bit strange, so sorry for all the times that that I ran away from you. You you proved in every meeting that it is possible to live this together, and
I don't know what are you talking about, no? I would say that these are the things which live in our heart, not really, they should not live on our lips so much. We don't need to really discuss these things so much, no? But we need to feel them in our heart and being, no? You cannot stay longer than you want to stay anywhere, no? Now having this idea that, oh, I should have stayed is only going to make you little divided or not. At least remain undivided. No? Even in making a mistake, at least let us remain undivided in making. Okay, I take full responsibility. I made a mistake, so that's okay. No, now you will not make that mistake if you wish to in the future. No, but let us not be divided in any way. You know, because sometime in this kind of things, especially if somebody listening right now and not able to correlate with what she's saying, what I'm saying, may have kind of that sense of division may arise. No, so I just felt that it's kind of important. Being less divided or more undivided is much more valuable than anything else. You know, somebody like I remember few times it came up that some being asked me that, hey, I don't like, should I stay in this retreat or in this meeting or in this series of meetings or not? I said, you stay if you want to stay, and if you go if you want to go. No, if you stay and don't want to stay, if you don't want to stay and you stay, you will be divided. You know, so it's much better to go wholeheartedly than to stay, because wholeheartedly being undivided is the real sadhana. What we fall in love with, what opens our heart fully for something, is a very mysterious thing. No? This is not so much of a task can be given to somebody that okay, hey, you know. But this is what came, Lina. So it's okay to go away, but I feel it's not okay to stay away now. No, in this moment, no. Now in this moment, don't stay away. Now we are fully together, no, or not.
And I feel that I shared this from a place of undivision.
But can you say again?
I feel I shared this, something that came out of my heart, an expression that I shared with total trust and totally undivided, just the expression of my heart.
Oh, it's very nicely received in my heart. Nice, nice. Enjoy yourself. Uma, you want to talk?
Namaste ji.
Namaste.
Ji, I want to come in front of you.
What you mean by this? Let us start living this right away. So what you mean by this? That you come in front of me means before you raised your hand or you started talking to me, you were not in front of me, and where you were? No. What environment was that inside you, where you were that time, and how is the environment inside you now, where you are right now? No. Like, what is the origin of this desire? That's what I'm asking.
I feel origin is to check uh, to check about myself.
And what do you want to check specifically, or
I am feeling like I am working on me right now. Although I wish to remain mm, as it is, not total empty, not working, but I am still working inside. So
understood? How nice! But that's a very good observation. No, very clear seeing, and the your value is placed very correctly also. No, like you're mature, because the seeing as such is one interesting thing I want to share with all of you, and can be very useful. We think that our seeing has to be pure, no, and that's why we are trying to make some effort to make our seeing pure. And this is the strange thing about seeing, that seeing already is pure. Then what is missing? No, what is missing is that the seer has to become mature, because seer is giving value to something less valuable, less significant in the seeing, no, which is always pure. So all the whole of the truth is seen by us. But the seer, who we are, has different states of maturity, and in those different times we value differently. No, now you are a mature seer. No, isn't it like this? That you had your value was placed few years back differently. No, and now you are more interested that I don't want to do anything. I want to remain as it is, because you have you heard me when we were talking, me and Mila was talking, me and Nishant was talking, no, you heard me that, yeah, this is what I want. I don't want to do the work anymore, no, which is what is remaining free as truth, no, or letting the truth remain, you know, as it is, or living what remains, no, living what remains, giving value, devoting ourselves to what remains, no. It's a very, very nice. And in that this sharing and you listening, what you wanted has been already achieved or not? Are you still working? So this is what that you cannot do really. This is that nobody else can do also in a way. But somehow in this our togetherness and living of truth, it happens. That you get unhooked from that subtle engagement or circle of sense of doer, no, into your natural state, no. You know what I mean? Don't stay as a doer now or a mature seer now and reading that how I got out of that. It's okay if you feel like this right now, but you are choosing to remain as a doer now. If you try to note down, the steps of how you became free. If you remain actually now as what remains now here, now you are choosing to remain as truth beyond being a doer or not. So now once you have come here, now enjoy being what you are. No? When that sense of doer will come, we will do something about it again, no? Because that sense of doer is not an independent thing in itself. It is your unconscious desire to live in that way. And now if your conscious decision is to live as what you are, that unconscious desire has been handled already indirectly, no? Meaning you have started becoming free from that already indirectly, no? By living the true self, we have started becoming free from the false self indirectly already, you know. In fact, directly actually. It's a one-to-one relationship, no? The more you live as the true self, the less you find yourself as the false self, or you find false self less in you. No? So there is a self, like we are in a certain state at times where we are able to find the true self and the false self. No? Two of our states. Valuable, it's valuable time where maturity is taking place. But that's not our true state. In our true state, we don't find false self or true self. We find only energies and the observer of them, witness, the still seer of energies, which are creating a sense of individual. You, the seer, just don't get identified with it. That's all. You, the seer, don't get identified with it. You know, don't get into the hypnosis that I'm it. You just don't forget that I'm observing. I'm witnessing. No, that's more than enough. Energies will rise, energies will fall. They will create a sense of individual continuously and every day. But there is no recipient of it anymore in you. No, the house is empty. Do you see, Uma? So from here, let's pick up from here and then now enter into your truth now. Is this good enough or anything? Share, please. It's a very nice moment and exploration.
This is already very good.
It is actually. I feel that let us use all of our kosh, our body, our tongue, our language, our intelligence, everything to speak, to ask a question and to receive the answer. No? To know that I am none of it. That I am none of it. I am none of my kosh. I am neither the physical, nor the prana, nor the intellect, nor the intelligence. No, I am none of it. I am, but I am none of it. I am something else. And this is my joy to explore who or what I am. It is not my job, it's my joy. I am not waiting for the answer. Then afterward I will start living life. No, I am very happily living very intense and deep life. And also I am enjoying exploring who I am. This is the joy of this I am. This is the job of ego, who I am, or should be the job of ego, who I am. And it has taken up all the other jobs. And the main job, which it should take, has never mostly taken. No? It asks all the questions, the ego, but does not ask the fundamental question, who I am. Very nice, thank you, thank you. Very blessed day, very blessed meeting today, no?
Thank you.
For all of us. How wonderful. Thank you.
Namaste ji.
Namaste.
Ji, it's very, very precious moment, I can say. And I just come in front of you and my heart is open to listen whatever you say. I'm very happy.
Um, this is a very beautiful state, in which you are inviting me, and there are so many possibilities of very beautiful sharings here, no? But in place of sharing, I would like to talk about the sharings little bit. And like this, I will try to share the most fundamental and most subtle. No? Mostly we don't come to listen to anyone really. We come to listen to ourselves only. It's just that we are not clear within ourselves. That's where what we call question or confusion arises within ourselves, and we feel that I'm not able to resolve it within myself, so we take help of the other. So when we have come like this, we have come to actually listen from a very limited and fixed space and format also. Whatever fits there will go in, whatever doesn't fit will be rejected. No? But in a state where you are right now, you are not you're not already ready about it. You're saying I'm just open and present. No? This is for the first time you have come to listen to me in a way, or you are present in listening to me. No? And this is the magic of this kind of state of listening. Now, not great things have to be shared. Of course, some talking, some sharing, and some listening can be useful. So that you don't fall from this temperature of the consciousness right now. So that something can wake up, that the truth can wake up in you. Meaning, wake up from the identification. The witness that you are can wake up from the identification with this consciousness. So that's why it's kind of important to talk and share like this. But not something very specific really. That okay, let's explore what is the truth in the sense of defining it. No, what is being shared, what is being heard, who is listening and who is talking is truth already. No. So if you are searching for anything right now, then you are missing actually a much greater possibility. But if you are open, no, then you are open for the highest possibility also. No? Like mostly we believe in the state of ignorance of the self, that what is the problem and what is the solution, and we search for the solution. No? And which makes sense, really, my life. My life, my way. No? We have this right. But the problem is that our research is not enough. We have not looked deeply into the problem, and that's why we have not actually come to the actual real solution for it. That is the problem. And life tries to bring the solution, and we keep rejecting it because we are just searching for that solution, which I believe is going to solve my problem. That is where the sadhana itself becomes a limitation sometime, or brings that kind of uh, concentrated look rather than a relaxed and open seeing. No? Truth does not need to be found by you in one sense. You just have to allow yourself to be what you are right now. You just have to allow everything to be the way it is right now inside you. You just have to allow life to be the way it is right now outside of body and mind. No? And you are in truth now. No? And if you have a question now, who I am, even a question like this, who I am here, or a desire for freedom or for joy, no, you cannot live the truth as it is. No. So if you have a chance to either live the truth as it is, which like Uma is interested in living right now, no, then you will have to let go of every other achievement. that is possible right now, whether it is the answer of your question, even if answer of the question who I am. Would you like to live as the questioner, the pure questioner who I am, or would you like to live as the answer of it? Even if you don't get the answer as the questioner, are you ready to let go of your questionership for the answer? Because that's how the answer of the question who I am is received, by letting go of the being a questioner. Because answer is too big for the questioner. The truth is the answer too big always for the questioner. You know, the answer called truth is always too big for the questioner. But there are questioners. I'm talking about real, very genuine beings who are praying, hey answer, fall on me and completely remove me. Because I don't want I don't want to hold the answer. I want to live the answer now, even if I am not found as a separate being there. No. There are drops who are praying that, oh Lord, O ocean of truth, fall on me and completely remove me, consume me. No, they have seen that they just want this now. They don't want to achieve or hold on to freedom also now. No, because they will still be somebody holding on to freedom. No, different state. So this is what came out today, right now. Thank you.
Gee, I don't have any question and not any waiting for any answer. I just want to just listen whatever you say. That's how I feel like.
It's very beautiful actually. Like when this is the time when you can hear your own breathing, you know, and not for any reason, not for any spiritual reason, that by focusing on my breath I can get out of my mind. No, it's just simply because you are here. The effortless awareness is noticing everything effortlessly. It's just that your attention has landed onto your own effortless awareness just now. That you feel, oh my God, without effort, I'm noticing everything. But what is this? Why I did not know this before? So this is that witness that we are, no? Beyond energies, beyond all the course, beyond consciousness. Meaning consciousness in this case is the objective consciousness or objective awareness. No? And not only the objective consciousness, but also the receiver of the objective consciousness included in this. That is what is consciousness. Like what is known in the self, remain in the self. You know, if some of you can understand this statement, what happens in the self remains in the self. No, maybe you can understand better now. So what happens in consciousness, meaning this, no, this also does not go out of it. These are simple things, but if you can connect. No? So effectively, you can never be free as what you are right now. But you can be free from this being yourself. That is possible. That is the only freedom really. Freedom from myself. Not freedom for myself. We all are searching for freedom for myself. And for that, stability and clarity is the way actually. Undividedness, relatively. That is the way actually. Because the individual self is confused or intermingled, or how to say, basically has lost, is losing much more energy than gaining any experiencing out of it. No, that's what is the regret or struggle. The more the individual self becomes stable and clear, the less energy it will spend and more it will experience. No? And it will be there actually to experience it also when the experience comes. No? So for the individual self, stability and clarity is the way. But waking up from the individual self, something else. No? Something else. Encounter with that. No? Encounter with that.
Ji, I feel like first time I am undivided, totally one, not feeling like individual or self or what person, nothing, just simply just I am, yes, just feeling like that.
Isn't it amazing? At least in this moment, you have kind of put aside whole of your life or whole of your mind, let's say, no? In this case, because what is life for the true self that you are? Life means nothing but the mind, life that we live in, not life that exists, no, in which we mostly don't live. No? Like we don't live in the ocean, we live in the portion of the ocean, although it is the ocean only, but effectively it is not ocean anyway. No, there is no lagoon, backwater. There is no waters of this ocean of life. But we have created many backwaters and hotels and everything there. My resort, my home. No? But that is all imagination. That's why effort is necessary to live life. What is the effort that we are making? We think that the effort is to go to office and all that. No, no, no. There is much more effort than that. No. Effort of trying to hypnotize ourselves continuously. No? Stop hypnotizing yourself. There will be no hypnosis left in you. No? How to identify, actually, that's a very big job. That how am I hypnotizing myself continuously. No? That is where simple things like contemplation and meditation can help. No? A lot. Satsang can highlight. Is this good, no, or no? Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. It's very, very good. Thank you. Thank you.
So if you want to be free from desire, no? Then you are free or not? And then when you are free, have you achieved what you wanted to achieve? No, actually, because you never had that target anywhere, no? Because from the backside also our mind tricks us sometimes that, okay, I am free from all the desires now, but I still have not achieved freedom. But why you wanted to achieve freedom? That not a desire? No. We try to logically trick existence or truth, and truth is beyond logic. So we can never trick existence. We can just trick ourselves. No? If we meet truth, this is a statement, let's say, when we meet truth, we feel sort of in Hindi we call it Shitalta, a coolness which we have never felt. We feel a taste which we have never tasted. In true knowing starts waking up inside us, which has never awakened inside us. No. So this is a statement. And then you say, I came in contact with the truth, but none of these things happened. Is it not simple to to calculate like 2 plus 2 is equal to 4 always, no? And your answer is 5. So it means the equation is wrong or not? It means you did not come in contact with truth yet, no? To do something in the direction of coming in contact with the truth rather than, do you see what I mean? Things are really very simple.
She always like some question come like, okay, but this is truth or like back of the mind, and who am I to like? But now I simply don't have any doubt or any question, nothing, just enjoy.
What happened? Like maybe it can be useful for other seekers also. Like what did you do? Like how did you turn off that switch where questions don't arise, no? Or something else?
I don't know what I did.
It's not difficult to figure out, no? The mind is a more of a mechanism, you know. This is an instrument. The what we call all the kosh. This is an instrument. We all the souls have, which has different possibilities. Like our manomay kosh or vigyanmay kosh can create thoughts, and also it can catch thoughts. Mostly it catches the thoughts which are vibrating in the existence, no, physical existence, no. You know. So that functioning is still going on. It's just that you are not interested in that. That's why you are not there anymore right now. So your coach is still there. It is still producing thoughts or interested in catching thoughts and catching thoughts also. But it's just that you are not there right now because you are not interested in it. This is not spiritual growth. This is freedom. You know, this is freedom. Without changing anything in your body, mind, anywhere, you have fallen somehow out of everything in a way. No? I heard from Osho one time that there are no techniques really to wake up or to know the truth. No? But techniques still help a lot. They help uh, exhausting that sense of doership, which is accessibly there in all of us, regardless of how much we have started knowing the truth. No? And more importantly, it exposes our arrogance. No? Arrogance. We are arrogant. Arrogant basically means that believing that I can do something, whereas actually in truth we cannot. That is arrogance, like falsity of, you know. So the techniques help in this way. So they really help in this. Like we become much more sober and simple that now we actually listen now. But I said many times to you that finish your options. Then where you are right now, you will suddenly have so much value for it. Like, oh. No. Finish your option means complete your sadhana. Sadhana is just sadhana of you consuming completely ourselves, so that there is no sense left inside that I can do something. You know, like we have failed. Basically, that's what it means. That the seeker of truth has completely failed in a positive manner, like really tried and failed happily now, sitting that okay, see, it's really not possible by my effort. Let's see some other way. That some other way sometime comes in the form of satsang. No? Then you will simply listen. Yeah, I know that way does not. That's where we will not do any homework right now in satsang, trying to understand what exactly you are trying to understand. This satsang in this case, in this example, is not going to be in continuation with what you have been doing so far. No, it's always going to be a brand new thing to be lived, not that to fit it in the spiritual growth, the journey. No, so different states, different beings. No? I cannot say anything about anyone, but just you are inviting me, so I'm sharing with you. You can live the truth with me, or you can continue your spiritual journey. Two options. And I will try my best to help you in your journey. No? Designer journey. Everybody has a designer because it is designed by us, not by anybody else. There is nobody else designing our journey except ourselves. No?
Gee, I can say I always, whenever I listen to you, I always put in some boxes. Okay, this is using there. This is that. This. So connecting to other situations or so this I've noticed now. Uh, what the difference today, what I feel, and what the difference the other meetings I. So
I mean,
yeah.
you were trying to put everything in some boxes of usability, like how it will be useful in my life. It's not a bad thing, really. That's how we are going to do in the beginning. No? But as we'll become more mature, we will see that satsang is for something much higher than that. No? Satsang is not really to make my life better. You know, any life coach can help you in that. A good life coach, of course. You know? Satsang can help us wake up to who we are, no? Which is a very different thing than solving problems of my life or solving anything for that matter or achieving anything also. So as long as we have a mind to achieve, we will see life divided from good and bad, positive experience, negative experience, higher state, lower state of consciousness. Yeah. I think I can share quickly that I found there are three main desires we can have, or maybe we can call two desire and one longing. No? So one desire we all will have, like at different states, in different states of maturity of our being, we will have, everyone will have one of them. No? The first desire is uh, Shakti, desire for strength or power to fight against life, to fight against the more powerful whatever it is, person or a situation or our own discomfort or anything. No? Shakti, we are seeking for strength. This is this is most common desire. Higher desire than that is uh, Mukti. Mukti means freedom. Like a being has seen that I go back and forth, I achieve strength, and I am able to transcend or overcome, and then something bigger than that happens in me, or life brings me some bigger challenge than that, and it's kind of going to be like this, and I'm like you have lost interest. We have lost interest in some way. So those are the beings who are searching for liberation, seeking for liberation. No, basically it is coming from the sense of suffocation of living in a circle, even if the circle is like made of 100 lifetimes. No, just rotating in that sense of progress. Like there is a sense of progress just going on, going on, going on. They are able to sense somehow. Very rare beings, but they are interested in liberation or mukti. Shakti, then mukti, and very very rare beings are interested in the last thing, that is Satya. This is not a desire. Satya means truth. This cannot be a desire. We cannot have a desire for truth. But we all have natural longing for truth. Natural longing. I want to live the truth as it is and not for any other reason. And we were fortunate today to have lived this truth as it is for no other reason. Because truth cannot fulfill any of our desires really. Because they all are false, by the way. Meaning they are originated from ignorance towards what truth is. No? Even when we are longing, we are desiring liberation, nirvana, no? Or I don't know, liberation is the right word, I think. We are still not ready to see the truth. We are still in a subtle way believing that I want to be free from this. And also we are imposing the way that how I want to be free from. So desire basically is an imposition of our way onto life, that hey life, I want to be free like this only. I don't want to be free universally, whatever is your way of freedom. No? So those who have longing for truth actually are the only ones who are really truly ready for freedom, because they are not imposing their own limit, format at all. They're not saying even if that that I should be liberated at least. No, even if I am not liberated, I just want to live the truth as it is. You know, I don't know why it came, but I think you can connect now to this. No? Because after all, even if the last desire, the desire for freedom, for liberation, is it not rooted in the ignorance? Not clearly seeing. Ignorance means not seeing clearly. Even if very subtle, some of you can definitely connect to it. No? Is it not a postponement? Like postponing living of the truth of this moment. But if I live the truth of this moment, I cannot achieve liberation. Yes, you cannot. But have you verified very deeply? Have we deeply verified what exactly is liberation and from what we are trying to be free? In the clear seeing, in the true seeing, no bondage is found. Somebody asked, different great beings, Ramana Maharshi coming in my mind right now. Somebody asked Ramana Maharshi that, hey, you are leaving the body and leaving us like this. He said, where I'm going, I'm not going anywhere. just here. I'm just not going anywhere, literally anywhere. Truth is just always here. It's not going anywhere. You know, it's just not going anywhere. As a achiever of truth, we can only have few drops of it in our cup. Beyond that, we will have to let go of our achievership, no, that individuality. Certain things can be known and lived through personality, being a person. Certain things deeply can be lived now through individuality or being an individual. No? But there is some fundamental truth which can only be lived beyond being an individual. No? So I really don't want to do that. But if God asks you, like, okay, who all want to raise their hand today, that okay, I am up for truth beyond individuality, and by understanding clearly, then that is a declaration enough that hey, I'm up for knowing the truth beyond individuality. You don't need to do anything now because you cannot anyway. But you can do this. No? We can do this. No? I'm up for truth. I'm up for knowing the truth beyond being individual. I'm ready to not be an individual if this is the cost to know the truth. And actually, this is the cost, by the way. So there's no, like, maybe you will survive as an individual. You will not at all survive as an individual, for sure. So this is clear, crystal clear. So it's not like, maybe I will survive. You will not. If you survive, you are not living the truth. No? You see what But it doesn't mean that individuality does not live at all inside us. Individual consciousness lives inside us. Yeah, meaning in the body, mind remains and attends the life. No, it's not that. Very good. Thank you. Thank you. It's a good. I'll end this meeting very soon now. Quickly, if somebody want to talk to me, you can talk. Otherwise, we just spend few minutes together, then we end. Hello, Mila.
Hello. Very beautiful meeting. And I wanted to say thank you to you that we have such an opportunity to be with you, to listen your song, and to really listen this, and to be with you. Yes, this is such a gift which you give us. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Mila, at some point it becomes clear to us that in the direction of liberation or in the direction of achieving the ultimate joy of our being, the bliss of our being, the unbroken peace, inner peace, in this direction, really nothing else is going to work. It becomes clear to us at some point. Except that live the truth, 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 live the truth. It becomes clear to us. That time our attention has started moving, it stopped moving now. Questions, exercises, path, achievements, understanding, all of that is not important anymore. Like it becomes clear, crystal clear to the soul that just living the truth is the only thing. Because not living the truth is remaining in the dream. Living the truth is coming out of the dream. It becomes clear to the soul like this. Until then, everything will remain. But I feel you are in that kind of state right now. Even in our daily life, normal individual, life, practical life, we know that when I eat heavy lunch, heavy dinner, then it is difficult for me to wake up in the morning, very naturally we know or not. Then we start taking light food in the dinner, and then we notice that, oh, if I take too light food in the dinner, I'm not able to sleep well. I'm able to wake up in the morning, but I'm not able to sleep well. Then I feel tired in the morning. So we have this kind of things naturally. Wisdom is natural in the self. In every one of you is the self, and every one of you has that wisdom. Just use it well. That wisdom is called your ability to know without any preparedness, any past. Without touching the past, when you try to know something, that is you are knowing from your wisdom. No? For practical life, we use the past and present and future model, mind model, but for knowing ourselves, we naturally know that when I come to satsang, I feel empowered in some way. When I stop coming to satsang, I kind of start going into that rut of spiritual growth again and again. No? It becomes clear or not? It's so simple. No? And let's be clear when Master says that be in your own satsang. What it means really, but when Master says like this, when you are not in the satsang of your teacher, are you really in your satsang? Make sure. If you have reached that, then there is no satsang required, external satsang required anyway. No. Until then, it is better to check and be alert. No. Because many times we prematurely start believing that I don't need satsang anymore, external satsang anymore. I am living in my satsang only now. When that could be a very potent time for a actual external satsang. No, like this. This is external satsang I am talking about. No, satsang with a teacher, not with yourself inside. No, let's be actual about these things so much. Let's be in favor of our deepest desire. Let's not resist to that when we are in favor of that already. No, let's not be divided. Let's be united and undivided towards that. No, whatever is your deepest desire, no? To wake up or even to not wake up, even no, both are fine. No, you are the self. You will be happy. No? So if you see the struggle part in life, is not really connected to the way life flows in the existence. It is connected to the way we meet life, no? From our dividedness, no? It's wonderful, beloved. Thank you. I'm also feeling very happy to talk to you and like this. Thank you. Definitely, there is one thing that has been mentioned by the master so many times, and I want to also mention that is addiction. Addiction is a very important thing to understand. We have addiction for the dream in which we have been living. Dream is not powerful. Our addiction is. Our addiction towards the dream is powerful. As our interest for the truth will be more and stronger than the addiction, it will become easier and easier to be free from it. No? Yeah. I just felt like sharing. Thank you. Thank you. I think it's a good idea. We end this meeting now. Thank you. It was very beautiful, blessed, such a blessing of Guru and God on all of us. Thank you for joining, beloved.